Okay, so in our last tutorial, we learned how to sync our OneDrive to our Windows Explorer for our computer. But here we go. We're going to explore the OneDrive, the folders that we are collaborating with. So we have this AF MGM Task Force. Let's explore that a little bit more in depth. So as you can see, here's the Advising First folder. We'll click in. And right here, this is where I do a lot of work. I do a lot of material for Advising First as a whole. So these are projects for AF. So here we have our AF brochure that I've done. And all right, let's back out. And then here's AF logos. This is what we ended up with, and I was experimenting with the book for undergraduate studies. All right, and then we have AF PowerPoint slides. Don't want to go into too much of that, but yeah, here's slides made so that in case anyone is doing a presentation at NACADA or FLACADA or at any other institution, as Advising First, we could have a brand look. And so I have them saved here just in case anyone needs them in the future. But yeah, so this is just, good prime example of how the MGM Task Force within AF can add value to AF as a whole. Okay, here's that trifold board I referred to in the last tutorial, in the last video. So these were panels that I made for the trifold, big, huge trifold board that they put on a table. Advising First administration, they all took this to the Capitol, and here's one of the panels here. This is a huge file. It ended up being 4 feet, 5 feet tall or something like that. So this is a huge file. So there's that. There's the next one over. This is the far right panel, and this was the far left. Actually, I think I have them all wrong. They were in a particular order, but yeah. So this is where all of that is saved in case it ever needs to be reprinted again or just updated. So we have each image of each panel as we had it finalized, and we have each Photoshop file that we can go in and update the information or change the background or whatever. But all that information is saved within each Photoshop file where we can go in and work on it. Here's some projects that's still underway. There's another big wall art for the Advising First lobby over in the University Center. Here's some miscellaneous projects, random things asked upon. I've had a few of these. And then organizational chart. I made an organizational chart. All these are for Advising First administration. I do all of these for them. Here's video projects that we did. We did a promo video last summer. Okay, let's back out. So here's the first task force, diversity and inclusion. There's the logo that was done by a former task force member of MGM, and here it is sitting. And I don't know what program she used, but we have the finished product. So let's open that up. Looks really good. Community engagement. So she didn't use Photoshop with this. She used an online platform to make it. This looks great. It's efficient. I can always modify this in Photoshop later. If I wanted to make this all this white transparent, I can take it into Photoshop and I can do that myself. It'll be a little extra time, but we can make that work with Photoshop. I wish there was a Photoshop file already created with this in it, so that it would be saving time in the future, but that's okay. Okay, so that's all that's saved in diversity and inclusion for now. Here's Fund Committee. Here's some, this is a former task force that I was in charge of, so I have this stuff saved here. We had a bowling event that we did. Here's the Photoshop workspace for that, and then here's the flyer that was the finished product. So we have undergraduate studies, Advising First presents bowling, Crenshaw Lane's down. As we all know, the student union is down and will reopen in 2020. So join us for Crenshaw's last event before demolition. That was a good push. I don't know how the event ended up being, but this is what the flyer looked like. Different elements, but try to keep it flowy as best as we could. I got the Boys Town logo offline off of their website, saved that image, and then added a yellow glow around it to make it pop, because with the background being green and that being blue, it needed to pop a little bit more. And luckily yellow is part of the company's color scheme, so I wanted to respect their brand as well. And then here's our logo at the bottom. I didn't add anything to it. I didn't add a shadow. I didn't add a glow. I just inserted it. And so, yeah, that was the finished project there. So it's just sitting in case we ever do an event like this ever again. Whether it's bowling or not, we can always take away this layer in Photoshop and this logo out and change the text to whatever. I save everything so that we don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. So yeah, and we can do all that work here in Photoshop. And then right here, I have all the images I used, all the elements within it. I saved it all here. So you can see I changed the color scheme of this, cut away a lot of these sparkles. Like I did a lot of modification, but here's all the files in case we ever need to start it over from scratch. That's the way I have it saved. I save all the images. I've begun to do it in this home folder, and it keeps things organized pretty well. Okay, and then there's a few other things here. Holiday party. All right, so we'll back out. Here's I am AF. This is a former task force I was in charge of as well. Employee of the month was a regular thing that I did for each month. As you can see, all the people that got it. So basically, the former task force lead of IMAF, she printed out this onto nice paper. It wasn't just white paper. It was a cardstock, sturdy paper that it was like a cream color, very classy looking. So in order for just all that we see here that's in black, in order for all of that to be seen and not white be printed on that, we have in here in Photoshop, we have it set up to where this white that you see is actually transparent. Let me go ahead and open this up right quick. So as we can see here in Photoshop, you have the checkered background that communicates to you that it is transparent. Whenever you print this file, it will not print white here. It will just print nothing. There will be no information to transfer over to paper. But here, over this black image of the leaf branch, it will print as you have it set here. As long as you save this file properly from Photoshop, you have to hit File, Save As, and you want to change the type, Save As Type. You don't want to save it as a Photoshop because that's already been done. You'll want to save it as a PNG. PNG is the way you want to save it when you want to print an image that has transparency a part of it. But I've already done that, so I'm going to cancel. And you want it to save an employee of the month within the OneDrive. That's where you want to save it. At this point, with what we've seen, with what I've showed you on the OneDrive, that's everything I've put there that I've done. Except for this, I asked the former task force member to send this to me so I can save it here so that we all can have it in the future. So with me, with the previous tutorial, how I showed y'all how to sync this up to your Explorer window, I really want to encourage you guys to save everything you do here so that we can all have access to it. Professional development, here's some common responses. I don't know what that is. ProFlyer. Okay, so here's a PDF that was saved here. Okay, this looks great. I don't know who made this, but it looks great. I don't know if this was done recently or not, but it looks fantastic. And this is PDF form. This looks like it could be edited. Yeah, okay, it's very sleek. It has our colors in there. It's great. All right, so thanks whoever did that. Oh, I know who it is. Thank you very much. All right, so let's back out. Thank you for saving it there. Fantastic. Already. Collaboration happening. And then social media, and there's a bunch of stuff here saved for that. So yeah, using a banner here, using the same template type look from the big trifold. So yeah, that's kind of like a Advising First look right now as of December 2018. going into 2019. But yes, this is our collaboration hub where we can watch each other's back in case you're ever out sick or life happens. We can all come in here and get things done for you. So yes, please use this. Please save all your stuff exclusively onto the OneDrive so that we can all work together. And the source photos here, I'll have this shared with you as well so that you have access to images for Lusk, Living Unconquered Student Conference. This is footage, images from those events, and we can use these in the future materials that we do to promote this event or an event just like it. If we need a picture of a workshop of students and people like signing up for things, like this is a good action shot that we can use in stuff to come. All right, so that's basically it. This is just where all of our stock photos will be saved, is in AF source photos. That's where it'll all be. And this is our workspace where everything's saved and all of our progress is saved here. So essentially, that's it. That's everything. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day.